we keep advancing the four-wheel drive capability of our vehicles, and Wrangler had a big year last year, as you know, with 392 and 4xe, and we needed something to showcase that. So it just meant bigger bridge, steeper angles. Let's have some fun. We're right here at Camp Jeep for the first time.
It's pretty incredible that you have all of these new Jeeps coming, and we think, oh, Wranglers, but you have new Wranglers with new powertrains, and again, with this 4xe plug-in hybrid that does over 20 miles on electricity alone. Yesterday, I went to Whole Foods and plugged it in for free, charged it up just in the time I was shopping at Whole Foods, came out and was coasting around Chicago on just electricity alone. What a beautiful feeling to drive through the snow, and I might have been taking some snow banks when I shouldn't have been, silently.
Yes.
That's such a wonderful feeling in a Wrangler.
Yes, it's incredible. In fact, watch that orange Jeep go up this ramp, 45 degrees in all electric mode. It's completely quiet, but you're right. The visceral connection with nature and now snow, it's incredible. You don't hear anything but the snow crinkling underneath the tires. It's a lot of fun.
The beginning of the electrification story is just here, but we have more happening. You've already told us a little bit about Grand Cherokee, the best-selling SUV in America, and that's becoming electrified this year as well.
Yes. I've been driving one at home, and it's a lot of fun because it's the same sort of experience with complete quiet, but great four-wheel drive capability. You think of 470 pound-feet of torque instantly to all four wheels, and Grand Cherokee has always had the best four-wheel drive system of any vehicle on the planet, and it's amazing how it delivers that performance in a way that you can crawl up a wall with it in complete quiet, which is incredible.
Now, who would have believed when you have vehicles like the 392, which is your Hemi V8 with 470 horsepower, and you're showing us and we're listening to that amazing sound coming out of the back of the vehicle, but then you've shown things like an Easter Jeep Safari, this electric Jeep. Everybody's screaming for both ends of the scale.
Yes.
Give us more horsepower. Give us a completely electric Jeep. You've got everybody from the ecological people wanting an electric Jeep. Wow.
And there goes the 392 up
Yeah.
45 degrees. There you go.
You've got everyone screaming for both ends. Is there no limit? I mean, we want the fully electric Jeep, that you've teased us with Easter Jeep Safari, and everybody wants more 392s. You're hitting everybody in every scale, and that's just with Wrangler.
Yeah, that's the best thing about the Jeep community is we will listen to them and ask and deliver what they're asking for. And they wanted us to put a V8 in a Jeep. We did it. They wanted more electrification, and we have it with 4xe. We've expanding that on now with our Grand Cherokee as well. And it's driving our engineers and our designers a little bit crazy, but we are going to stay true to what our customers are asking for and keep delivering them exactly what they want.
And when we talk about an ocean, this is a tiny drop in this ocean because you introduced America's third luxury brand as well with Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer, probably the most incredible road trip vehicle, 3 rows, over 80 inches of screen space, Fire TV, Macintosh, the full luxury suite, Nashville meets Hollywood. I mean, where are your talents stopping? Your design team doing this Englishman's Club, this thing that floats through the air with this quadralift. You have outdone yourself at that end of the scale as well.
Yeah, we're really excited to bring Grand Wagoneer back to the market, and it's doing really well. And we're getting the customers that just outgrew Grand Cherokee, for example, that had a need for more people and more stuff. It's hard not to make you smile. Hey, with the 392 Wrangler, but the Grand Wagoneer has that same engine in it, so it's incredible. You can tow up to 10,000 pounds. Room for 7 or 8 people, and all of the stuff that you can imagine. But to do it in a way that's still warm and connects back to our history that we had with Grand Wagoneer. Because if you think back in time, Grand Wagoneer was the most luxurious, it was the most capable, and it also actually, interestingly enough, drove the highest demographic of income of anybody in its day. We're seeing some of those customers, back in Grand Wagoneer again, but it's the connection to the warmth of, what that vehicle delivers is really nice to have a little bit of history showing through in today's new Grand Wagoneer.
And if you didn't miss it, it still have a 7-slat grill, which means it's still off-road capable.
Oh, it is. Quadrilift air suspension. Cranks it up to give you all the ground clearance you need. Whether you need it to get out the end of your driveway without plowing. Not that I've done that recently, but you don't have to plow anymore. You just drive. The thing is incredible. It has quadra drive too, which can actually deliver all of the torque to one wheel. That Grand Wagoneer will put the power to the ground in ways you can't imagine.
And we're still talking about doing stuff like fording water as well, like 2 inches of water, 2 feet of water, 24 inches
24
of water.
inches of water fording,
So
yes.
you can still do things like fording water in that. And we're only talking about one end of the scale. We still got the other end of the scale. You've still got Cherokee. You've still got, all of the other Jeeps that we haven't mentioned for everybody else in the family, and they're still Jeeps. They're still capable. They still do everything like rock crawling and trail running. There's a family that we still sometimes ignore because we get so impressed with the sounds here that we're listening to at Camp Jeep.
Yes, that's a really good point. We just introduced a new Compass, and it's got a new 10-inch screen, an all-new interior, some updates to the exterior as well, and that's a great vehicle. It's doing very well in the marketplace. In fact, set a record here in January. So a lot going on with Jeep.
Can I ask you, one of the things that we were looking at the end of last year was the amount of plug-in hybrids that you were selling. I don't think either of us, first of all, there's 2 things. We didn't expect Wrangler to do so well last year. It was a tough year for everybody. I know that we talked almost every weekend through the end of the year last year, and you were stressing over getting chips into your vehicles. It was a really, really stressful year. And every week, you were looking at how many chips you could get. Customers were just, banging on the front doors of the dealership saying, "Where's my Jeep?" And it was a real stressful time, and we were working hard to get as many Jeeps out into the community. And yet you still had one of the most flawless years for Wrangler. And then the plug-in, Wrangler was right there as one of the best plug-in hybrid sales in the country. And you came from nowhere.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would have said Wrangler was going to be America's #1 selling plug-in hybrid. But happy to report, even though we started only mid-March, we had the record for the entire year. So a lot of evidence that electrification and Jeep is a great combination, because who else can put that kind of power to the ground with all 4 wheels in a way that you can experience it with complete quiet, with the doors off, the top off. It's incredible what the Wrangler 4xe offers, and it's a great testament too to the hard work that everybody in our supply chain did too to keep that plant rolling, because the success has continued. In fact, Wrangler in January had its best Wrangler month ever for the month of January, and in fact Jeep had its best market share and the highest sales ever for January. So a combination of new Compass, new Wrangler, powertrains, new Grand Wagoneer, new Compass, a lot going on in the Jeep world right now.
And when the competition is launching new brands, and yet you're still taking records, and Jeep's been around, flawlessly for how many years? That's a pretty big achievement, right?
We're really happy about that, because, after 81 years now, we're in our 81st year, back to 1941, we are still true to the brand. We're all about legendary 4-wheel drive capability and our community, and we listen to our customers, and we love them being loyal, and we will continue listening to them, and when you do that, you get those great results.
I know that you've got, this gift is wrapped in many, many, many layers of wrapping paper. But take one layer off and tell me what we're going to look for in 2022.
It doesn't stop. We're driving our engineers crazy, but it doesn't stop, right? So we've got more to come with Grand Cherokee. We've got more to come with Wagoneer. We've got more to come with Grand Wagoneer. We have more to come with Compass. So last year was a big year because we had 5 big launches. Well, I just counted 4. We have a lot going on, and it's because we have 8 models now, and we have a lot of customers telling us what they want, and we listen to our customers, and we keep making those Jeeps better every day.
In the last 30 seconds, this is the one question every American wants to know. Jim, how are we doing with chips? When are we going to see a lift on the chip crisis? When can people go into their dealerships and feel like there's going to be more Jeeps to choose from?
Well, one thing I can tell you is it is getting better. I don't know that it's going to be fixed for another year or so, but it's getting better. But I can tell you what's really nice is our supply chain and our dealers are selling a lot of vehicles as sold vehicles. So it's actually even easier for our customers. They can go and build and price their Wrangler or their Grand Cherokee online. They can go to the dealer and say, "Hey, do you have one of these?" They say no, and they order it. We'll build it, within hopefully within a month or two, and deliver it to them to their exact spec. So, the nice thing is the availability is down on dealership slots, but we've sped up the delivery to give them exactly what they're looking for, right to their driveway. They don't even have to go into dealerships.
That's a good idea. Go order it online. I'll tell you, that's the best way to do it. That's what I do when I order my Jeeps. The thing to do is if you want to test drive them, you can test drive a lot of models in conditions you won't find at a dealership. So come down to the Chicago Auto Show. Jim's whole team is here. They will take you through the product, and you can see, touch, feel all of the Jeeps that may not be available at the lot. I'll tell you, it's an experience you cannot miss. The Camp Jeep, right here, new, with an amazing extra 10 feet, now 28 feet of driving fun. I'll leave you with a look at some of the fun you can actually have here at Camp Jeep. Jim Morrison, VP of Jeep, it's always a great pleasure.
Nick, a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.